in Buddhism, they talk about Taṇhā, which is the Pali word for like clinging, craving, clinging and aversion. And it's
Does it mean
interesting.
thirst?
Yeah, exactly. So craving, basically, of
Yeah.
I either want this thing forever because good
Yeah.
feelings, and I want to push away bad feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, sort of at one level, like a hedonistic perspective. Um, but it's natural, I want the good stuff and I don't want the bad stuff. It's pretty, organic, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
But what it does is in Buddhism, they would say it spawns delusion. So when I cling to something, I'm actually constructing at the level of my perception something solid to cling to, whether that be a person, a job, a narrative, a worldview. The more I cling to it, the more solid and real it seems.
Yes.
And interestingly, it's the same with fear. And I think, especially in the times that we're living in, it's really necessary to learn intimately about fear and what it is and how it comes to be. So, fear is something, the more we push away a feeling, a thought, uh, a narrative about the future, the more we push that away, the more solid and real it becomes. The more we say that's unacceptable, the more we're actually tightening, the psyche is tightening around that big, scary narrative. And it tightens it and it makes it seem real. When it's like, if we can open actually, and instead of contract, expand, then interestingly, when we embrace that fear, let
Mm-hmm.
it move through us, we enter into a malleability of the narrative that invoked the fear. So we can start to
Mm-hmm.
deconstruct any sort of fear, insecurity, shame. It's all built on empty beliefs.
Yeah.
And the more we resist those empty beliefs, again, the more solid they seem, the more we open to them, the more we'll find we can untie those sort of knots in the psyche. That's the way I look at it. They're
Yeah.
like
Yep.
knots, where the
Yep.
tighter we pull, the tighter that knot seems to get. And you're like, oh, this is just how things are. And this
Mm-hmm.
also relates to trauma, where
Wow.
when we can open to the trauma of our past, the fact that our childhood kind of sucks sometimes, like the more we can
Mm-hmm.
open to that, the more we actually loosen those knots and we can start to untie them and make them into something new.
Mm.
Um,
Amen to that.